everyone. I'm Chef Jun Lee from SOIGNÉ restaurant, South Korea. This is my favorite. So simply, we simply made a Barley Risotto because I really like the texture of barley, and it's still not very common to have an arboreal Italian rice for the risotto in this country, and I think like using barley is much better than Italian rice for the Korean people because it's easy to get and it has a kind of an al dente texture, but also it's a lot bigger than the Italian risotto rice, so it's much more like not better, but much more fun to actually have it. So from the bottom, I'm going to put a little bit of a cuttlefish. This is lightly charred and seasoned with olive oil and a little bit of a salt. This is only for the like feeling the empty texture that this barley and all the other components doesn't have. And this barley risotto is made out of barley rice, a little bit of a wine, and pine nut puree. So as I said, like we love to use a lot of grains, and pine nut is like one of the best ingredients for delivering some toasty, nutty flavor. So put a little bit of a risotto on top. Like when I developed these dishes, everyone said like there should be some controversial because because Korean people eat rice every single day, like 3 or 4 times a day. It's really necessary to have some special thing when you develop some rice dish as a fine dining restaurant, because people consider rice is not even close to the fine dining things, because you can eat pretty much everywhere, every single time, and the quality is the lowest quality of steamed rice in this country is actually a lot higher than any other country. So like I was like, what should I do to make this rice dish special? And I brought this idea of having tea with rice. All right. So there's the pineapple flavored barley risotto on top over here, and I'm gonna put 2 topping. One is the fish plate. This is Corvina. Corvina is kind of a people's favorite, and normally it's super expensive. And we don't eat Corvina as a like a fresh fish. We normally hang it and let it like hot dry. And there's the certain way of like curing this Corvina fish is using barley actually. So there's the like the jar filled with the barley and put the Corvina like inside of the barley, and the dry barley absorb all the moist from this fish, and actually it works together to bring up more umami from the fish, and we call it 보리굴비, which is a barley Corvina. And actually this Corvina is not the barley Corvina because it's super expensive, but I just had a fun like having barley and Corvina. So this is a Corvina flake. It delivers super strong umami and a little bit of a chopped chive. And lastly, we have a broth right here. This is a clam broth made out of barley tea. So it's a barley tea, but has a kind of a savory umami. And when you serve it, we pour this tea over the rice. And by adding tea to this barley risotto, you can actually feel like Korean people's eating habit, just like I mentioned, like mixing rice with soup, and sometimes mix rice with the just tea. And it has a kind of a, it delivers kind of a nostalgia of having barley tea with the rice and just having regular meal, but you actually haven't thought about like where this flavor came from, why this is a place deep in my heart, and I really want to bring that memory to the outside by having this dish because it's so simple. There's not many like super luxury ingredients in here, but it's the key of like having people talk about like, oh, I don't know why, but I feel very comfortable with this flavor. Yeah, and for the foreigners, and I think this is the best way to show like how Korean people enjoy the rice.